Okay friends, it's time to get started on our job. One of the first things you want to do is safely raise and support the front of your vehicle so the wheel's off the ground and the suspension is hanging. Now the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and move to our center cap. If you were to look along the center cap and the rim, you're going to find a little slot. You can use a small pry bar, carefully get in between, but be careful not to damage your wheel. Go ahead and pop that off of there. We'll give it a quick inspection. Set it aside. After that, go ahead and remove all 5 of your 19mm lug nuts and then the wheel. Now it's time to remove the sway bar link. Looking along the bottom of it, you're going to find a 14mm head, and that's actually a bolt that goes all the way up through this shank to this top nut. Now with that said, we're going to hold the top nut with some pliers and use a 14mm down along the bottom to remove this. Alright, that's something that's very common. If you were to look along the side of this, generally you can see that there's a slit, and of course moisture makes its way inside. If this happens, just go ahead and cut this right out of the way. Now that we have this side out, let's go ahead and do the same exact thing on the other side. All right, let's go ahead and install our sway bar link. Now obviously you're going to want to go ahead and take this all apart. At this point, I have my long stud, or my bolt. I have one of my washers. I have a bushing with the little piton facing up. Now we can go ahead and put it through the bottom of the control arm. As we start bringing it up, let's continue on with another bushing. This time, we're going to have the little piton facing down towards the control arm. Now we can do one of our washers. Now it's time for the spacer. Let's bring this up so we can continue working on it. Another washer, another bushing with a little piton facing up towards where the sway bar is going to be. And now we're going to have to go ahead and start pulling up on this sway bar a little bit so we can get this into position underneath this area. Now once you have it through the sway bar, let's continue on with one of our rubber bushings with the little piton facing towards the sway bar. One of our washers, and then of course our locking nut. Now it's going to be time to tighten this. When you tighten it, you only want to tighten so all the bushings are touching against either the sway bar and up against the lower control arm. Let's take a quick look. Now we can get the wheel up on here. At this point, you're going to want to start on all of your lug nuts. Bottom them out, get the wheel back on the ground, and then we can continue on by torquing our lug nuts to 100 foot-pounds. With the wheel safely back on the ground, we can continue on torquing our lug nuts to 100 foot-pounds. If you have a center cover, go ahead and put that on now. Make sure you line up the back with all of your lug nuts. Okay friends, we got our sway bar link installed. Now of course, the process is going to be the exact same thing for the other side of the vehicle. When you do these, it's recommended to do them as a pair. After that, take it for a road test, make sure you don't hear any funny noises. Thanks for watching.